folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Where am I? Where is Kilt-Man? What's this crazy little warped part of Kilt Mansion? Well, we're heading towards the top part of the house here. There is a loft over that way. There is an attic further up this way. But I'm sitting here mainly because this is the coolest. Because I'm here, it's always going to be cool. No, genuinely, temperature-wise, this is the coolest spot in the house right now. We have the skylight open, which is like blowing a nice breeze through. Over in the loft, over yonder, which goes way to the back of the house, we've got another skylight open, and it's creating this lovely little breeze. I mean, they're all downstairs watching the Olympics. And I'm up here with some action figures to show you. Oh yeah, oh yes baby. Now, the thing is, I've shown you loads of action figures and I'm always getting new stuff, as you know, but I tend to forget I've got loads of stuff which I haven't shown you yet, and to be honest with you, I forget I've even got them. And sometimes when I'm rooting about trying to find this, that or the other, and suddenly I go, oh, look at that, oh wow, I must do a video on that. And then I just go and toss it to one side and then stumble across it a year later and think, thank God I didn't do a video on that. What a piece of shit that is. eBay beckons. No, I sell nothing. You can hear the scattering of paws there. That's Roxy the Wonder Dog running up and down different flights of stairs, wondering, where's her dad? You know, I can hear his voice, but where is he? Where's my dad? So she could come blundering up any moment and knock the camera helter-skelter. But anyway, yes, Hellboy. With the horns, you know. Now, he is there for a reason, because that's the figures I'm going to show you. And like, a lot of these have lived on the filing cabinet in the kitchen. Yes, we have a filing cabinet in the kitchen. Doesn't everybody? And on some videos you've probably seen these figures all piled up there. There's a hell of a lot of shit on top of there as well, like, but there you go. That's the way I live. And I thought, my God, I haven't done anything on these figures at all. So, without further ado, these are the figures from Guillermo Del Toro's fabulous original Hellboy movie. And with Ron Perlman, the greatest ever Hellboy. And that's a rendition there, that mask, of the David Barber. Is it David Barber who plays Hopper from Stranger Things? In the rather lamentable reinterpretation of Hellboy from the last few years, which, to be honest, is not as bad as everyone makes out. Do check out my video. I have reviewed that movie, and it's not as bad. It's got some shit elements to it, but it's got some good elements too. So anyway, check it out. But that's why he's here. Here is the original Hellboy figure, action figure. From Mezco. I think it's Mezco. Let's have a little look on the boot heels. Let's see. It's got to say it somewhere. Can't quite tell. Have a look on this one. You're going to see this figure as well in a minute. It is Mezco. Yeah, Mezco made these. And what a great figure that is. I have the huge 18-inch vinyl figure of this, which you do see in the back of a lot of my videos. I'll do a separate video on him at some point. But if you look at the detail on this guy, you know, the BPRD, that great big leather trench coat that he's got, you know, the red right hand of doom, the Samaritan, which does cock open as well. Beautiful, beautiful. He's got his holster there as well. Everything's weathered. He's got his leather gear on, his zip up t-shirt. He's got his big Docker boots on. That's always the thing I always thought about, like, if you're going to try to do Hellboy, how the hell, if you're going to do Mike Mignola's, the way he does him in the comic books, he's got cloven hooves, big bulky muscle-bound red body, and then it comes down to little tiny hooves, little tiny things. Say he's walking on the high heels, just the stilettos of a high heel shoe, but without the rest of the shoe, just on little stilettos, on pins. There's no way on earth you're going to make that look any good in a movie. Yes, you could use CGI to do it, of course you could, but In the comics, it looks great. It's absurd, but looks great. In the movies, no, he needs boots. So we give him great big fuck off, kick all of hell's ass in one swing of your boot. These are delicious. Now, there's loads of detail on this guy. Look at the jacket itself. The jacket, I don't know if you can pick it up, but the jacket's actually quite weathered. It looks kind of shiny and smooth on the camera there, but it's actually got a fair bit of stitching on it. It's got some rips and some damage. It's got the BPRD badge there. We have the BPRD will be on his belt buckle here as well. Oh, I'm sorry I'm touching you in your interesting bits, but there you go. So that's down there. I'm not sure if this figure has got, no it hasn't. The bigger figure has got a lot of the religious paraphernalia, the emblems and sacred sort of talismans that he hangs off his belt and all that. The bigger figure's got that. This guy just has the pouches, lots of pouches on the belt, which is great. So again, a lot of detail. Pouches going all the way around the back as well. I don't know if you can pick that up, but all the way around the back. Good feel on that big massive leather coat. A good, really leathery sort of aged feel on the holster, which is tremendous. Great paintwork on the Samaritan. Great paintwork on his face. The worn down horns there, ground down. And of course the detail on the right hand of Doom. Lots of these intricate there's sort of veins and capillaries in this rock, but it's also runic symbols there too, because obviously when he gets ignited, it gets near his destiny, it's going to start glowing with an infernal fire. But it's a wonderful figure, and there's a fair bit of articulation to him. Nothing too outstanding, but for a chunky fat figure like this, there's a lot you can do. Look at his face as well. The angular, pointed quality of that face, and his eyes, those feral eyes, like a lynx, yellow, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And his little goatee beard. That's a fabulous figure. I love that. And the bigger one, which I should have brought up, but hey, he'll get his own video. That's even better again because it's fucking awesome. It's that, but just whoa, huge. So we have one of his villains, Samael. And you get Samael, lots of Samaels, lots of Sams. Look, the very Lovecraftian tentacled monster beastie that he battles in the New York Underground. Wow, look at this. Loads of articulation. Now, look, he looks slightly top heavy, but it doesn't matter. I'm always going on about the way figures stand up or don't stand up. And I've just realised now I've got nothing. Oh, we are. Now I can show you here, perhaps here, maybe. Don't know if you can see. This guy. Oh, he won't do it now. Oh, come on now! Don't screw me up. Come on. Oh, you bastard! This guy normally stands up in a variety of ridiculous poses, but you won't do it now, will you? I blame subsidence and the on the house, and the stairs are slightly, not level. Come on, do it. Do it. Oh, fuck it. But look at this guy. Look, he does stand up. Trust me, very, very well. And you can get him in these sort of ridiculous poses where he's leaning over, but you get the balance right with these big chunky arms, and it looks great. You don't even need to, there's no holes to pin him down anyway. You have to use blue tack or something like that. But the detail on his body is fabulous. These really Lovecraftian shapes and whales of sort of warts. The tentacles, the amphibious tentacles he's got at the back of his head. His jaw does move up and down. Whoa. He's got a couple of eyes on one side, but only one on the other. And that's right, that's accurate. It's not like an eye's falling out of the little socket there. There isn't one there because they're asymmetrical. And again, to go with the asymmetricality, you can see here, he's got a little bony protuberance there. But on this side, we've got, wait for it, come on, the big prehensile, extendable finger claw. Look at that, whoa. It's like, E.T., his long finger glowing at the end. Samael just goes, fuck you, man. Fuck you, E.T. But he's great. And I love that. The detail on the bone structure and his muscles, and the colouring, the paintwork again is extraordinary. Absolutely beautiful. His spine, his exospinal column there, look at that. I mean, the only downside to it is that he's got a fair bit of articulation for such a big beast. But if you turn his torso, his waist, you've broke his spine. That's the one thing. How would you get around that on a plastic action figure? I don't know. You're not really going to be able to do it unless you made that spine like a separate sort of floatable piece, which was attached at the top of the neck and down by his bum crack. So as you move it, you could swivel it round. But who's going to do that? Who's bothered? You know. But so there it's joined. You get him in any other kind of pose. You swivel him round. You broke his spine. But if you're looking from the front, it's totally great. Loads of articulation. There's no pelvic sort of swivel going on, but you don't need it. And he is such a wonderful creation. And there's quite a few of these in the movie as well. And of course, Hellboy has to battle these bastards. And he's great. Beautiful, beautiful figure. And don't know if you can see all the swells. Again, the sort of intricate patterning on the skin, the texture, striations of muscle, tendons, tissues, muscle. But there's also the hint of runic designs again and symbolism on the body. The tentacles are sort of rubbery, and so they do move around a bit, which is a great little touch. The head does swivel side to side and up and down. Nice. Me likey. Next we're going to come to what I think is actually my favourite figure, and possibly one of my favourite figures of all time. Wow, did I just say that for real? Of all time, out of the gazillions of figures that I've got, and the gazillions which are yet to come from NECA. NECA, by the way, why the fuck are you putting out, pre-order your McCready figures from the Thing? By the way, they aren't due out till October next fucking year. Over a year away. Not October 2021, but October 2022. Jesus Christ, if you've made the fucking figure, put it up for sale now. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I don't get it. I don't get it. But I want to get it because I want the fucking figure now. Anyway, here's a figure I've got right now. Abe Sapien. Look at that. Glorious. Now we know Guillermo Del Toro loves his amphibian creatures. What was it? So in the water made, the gift of water, what water gives, the life, the love for the love of water. I don't know. He made another movie about an amphibious creature, very, very similar to this, to Abe Sapien, from his two Hellboy movies. But Mike Mignola created the character, and he does look just like that. And he's a wonderful thing. Eats bad eggs and all that. I mean, he's an empath as well. He's telepathic, and he's wonderful creation. Played by Doug Jones. Doug Jones, super spindly, super tall, very, very skinny, super skinny man. Gets into these fantastic suits, and he has such flexibility and poise, elegance in his movements and mannerisms that he can inhabit these creatures. He was the pale man from Pan's Labyrinth. You know, that faceless dude with the eyes in his hands. He was that. He's been in many movies, always playing creatures and that. But I love this figure, mainly because I love that colour scheme. It's soothing to look at. It's beautiful. This sort of translucent turquoise. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I love, he's got lots and lots of articulation. And the thing about him, because he swims like a fish, because he is pretty much a fish, you can get him into these sort of like underwater poses, floating through the water, and lots of different sort of expressions. Let's get his legs around the right way, because I had his bum to the front then. But I just love him, and the webbed fingers and all that, the webbed hands, lots and lots of articulation. Brilliant. You know, you've got ball joints, you've got these hinged joints, lots of waist movement, there's pelvic movement as well. There's nice detail on his little leather shorts, you know, and his fins. He has fins in, you know, wonderful places on the backs of his calves, backs of his thighs. It's just a wonderful look at the different poses you can get him into, and you kind of want him so that he's sort of like like that, going through the water. That's the kind of pose you want him in. But how are you going to make him stand like that in a pose? Well, anyone remember me going on about this figure? Yeah, Wonder Woman. Fucking Blunder Woman. Your film, hon, your film, Wonder Woman 84, was the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen. I fucking hated every minute of it. I did review it, but what a waste of breath that was. Having spent over a year looking forward to this and touting it and bigging it up because I loved the first one, that film has ruined any love I had for Wonder Woman completely. So much so that, hon, you can fuck off. Don't give a fuck about that figure now. But I do care about this stand because I think, I don't know, but I'm hoping we can kind of customise it a little bit to put our amphibious buddy here into. Oh, well, you can, but you don't think you can put him on his side, which I wanted to do. Does it flip round? No. The stand goes up and down like that. You'd have to, how would you do it? Well, you could bring his leg up like that, I suppose. I mean, you can lean down a little bit like that. Oh, it still looks good. It still looks good. So you're still going to get floaty Abe Sapien. Look. And in that sequence, he gets chased, or rather he discovers underwater, deep beneath the train tracks, that these guys are hatching, and he has to go and hide behind a pillar, and because he needs air as well to breathe, and he's like, and you know, and these guys are all floating around, and he's trying to hide away from them. Oh, look at him. I'm hungry. I fancy some fish. Fish. Well, Wonder Woman's over there. She stinks of fucking fish. Absolute tripe, mate. Tripe. Wonder Woman 84. And the worst thing about that is, I love the original movie, Gal Gadot's original movie. Loved it so much. Now, I'll never bring myself to watch it again. That's the damage that crap shite fest of a sequel has done. It's just destroyed all my love for that superhero, that character, and the way that Gal Gadot personified it. No, take a hike. Go back to Themyscira. You kid-friendly prick tease. So, anyway. Oh, I've got him doing the underwater thing now. Like that. So, there you go, folks. This was just like a little video sitting on the naughty stair in the cool. Oh, yes, it is actually quite nice up here. So, Samael, great figure. I don't know how much these are worth now. They're probably worth a fair bit. I don't know if you can still get them. You probably can. There'll be people on eBay who've got these still in the boxes, but I don't think you can get them. You certainly they don't make them anymore. That's for certain. So it'd be 2005, 2006 that these figures came out. When did the first Hellboy come out? Was it around about then? I'm trying to have a little look on the bottom of these. 2004 it says on that. But it is Big Red again. Oh, I didn't mention his tail, did I? He's got a tail. Look at that. Ooh. And very conveniently, the back slit of the BPRD jacket lets his tail flick through. What a wonderful figure. These are all great figures, all of them. So you can have the Samaritan in the air. You can do anything if you want. Again, there's some good articulation. Not a great deal. He's also got this big bulky jacket on, so you've got to remember that's going to hamper any kind of movement you're going to get out of him. But you basically want him in just a couple of really macho, heroic poses, which he does with absolutely satanic aplomb. Samael, as you've seen, but it's our boy here. There's just something about that design, that paintwork, the entire colour scheme, his face, the sort of the amphibious fish-like beauty of him, because there is a regal, noble elegance to Abe Sapien, and the way that his eyes blink and his peaceful sort of tranquil nature. He's brilliant. I think he's a fabulous character. I really do. And the way that Doug Jones embodies this character, it is just extraordinary. The feet even swivel around as well, so you can swivel the ankle, and there's loads of articulation, but the actual feet themselves, you can bend the foot halfway through or twist the foot round, so you can get all these sort of, you know, as he's going through the water, you can get a lot of different poses to him. So even the figure is elegant and incredibly dexterous and agile. Look at that. If only you could get this to turn slightly more. I'll work on it. I'll probably find something else which I can cannibalise to hoist him up in the air. There he is. Ape Sapien. Look at this. Isn't that a wonderful pose? Just looks so good. Folks, there you go. There were some figures which I had forgotten about. I will show you the big figure of Hellboy another time. So, folks, in the meantime, and this, I don't know, this wayward in-between time, please be happy, be safe. Keep it kilted, keep it Celtic, and just enjoy your work. And if you're not enjoying that work, get another job, one that you do enjoy. It's not rocket science. I'm going to see you all. Namaste. Yes.